I want to preface this. You guys all know that I want to do everything I can to keep politics out of my videos and my streams. There's very little fun in that, as I've learned the hard way these few years. But this can just not be ignored. Okay. You're probably all aware that Florida, the great state of Florida, recently passed the Don't Say Gay bill, and I don't have time to describe everything that's supposedly in that law and that bill, but it was well documented that Disney did contribute money toward the campaign to get that bill passed in Florida. But in more recent weeks and times, a large number of employees who work for Disney, anyone working with Disney basically not named Bob Chapek, has come out in support of the LGBT nation and such. And of course, all the conservatives are just losing their shit over it. I don't care about language right now. And so now again, I was there. I remember when they threatened to boycott Disney back in the 90s. Because Disney was offering full benefits to gay employees. And now they're doing this whole thing again, and this one guy, you wouldn't expect anything less from the Federalist here. But here's what we've got as far as the Federalist saying what Americans should do to stand up for good old Christian values here. Here was their post on Twitter. Cancel your Disney vacation and go to Dollywood instead. Yes. To protest Disney and its workers' support of LGBT persons, the Federalist is telling you to instead give your money to Dollywood. And of course, specifically give it to the founder and owner of Dollywood, Dolly Parton, who has long been a staunch advocate of LGBT rights long before this whole shenanigans started. This might be dumber than back when conservatives said they were going to boycott Nike for their support of Black Lives Matter and said, we're going to wear Converse instead. Not knowing, of course, that Converse is owned by Nike. Now, I'm willing to give some people a pass on that because with all these buyouts and mergers in the years, it's not ridiculous to assume that some people just didn't know that Converse is owned by Nike now, and has been, I think, since the early 2000s. But sometimes you just don't know that. This! You gotta remember, there was just a few years ago, that voice actor who was a star in Squidbillies got himself fired for calling out Dolly Parton and her support of Black Lives Matter. How does the Federalist not know how much of a supporter of gay rights Dolly Parton is and always been? Hell, there was that whole legend that Dolly Parton just secretly entered herself in a Dolly Parton drag contest and lost! But just the fact that she would do something like that to show her support of the LGBT people. How do you not know this? Okay? It's one thing that to not agree with these conservative anti-gay measures, which, you know, I don't agree with them at all. You know me, I've always been a full supporter of LGBT rights as long as I can, but this isn't bigoted. This is just stupid.